They thought they knew the Garson family, wealth, power, respect, and fear. But one quiet morning shattered everything. Inside that mansion, a family was gone. And on the fireplace, a single note, not a confession, not an apology, just 7 chilling words. He killed his whole family, and left a note that chilled everyone. Victor Garson wasn't just rich, he was untouchable. Steel mills, courtroom victories, business deals that crushed his rivals. He built an empire on intimidation. Neighbors feared him. Associates respected him. His wife and children obeyed him. But behind the walls of the Garson mansion, something darker was rotting. Arguments after midnight. Bruises hidden with makeup. A perfect portrait polished for the world, while the truth decayed inside. And in the shadows of that house lived Jonah Miles, the family's groundskeeper. Strong, silent, overlooked. People called him simple, harmless, invisible. Victor called him worse. He mocked Jonah, underpaid him, belittled him in front of his children. And Jonah? He bowed his head, smiled politely, and pretended not to care. But Jonah was always watching. Jonah was always remembering. On the night it happened, the shouting started first. Victor's voice, sharp, cutting, shattering the silence. Then came the first gunshot. Neighbors later swore they heard nothing. But Jonah did. He was outside, fixing a pipe, when the noise fell silent. When police finally entered the house, the scene was unimaginable. The Garsons, gone. And on the mantel, pinned like a dare, the note. He killed his whole family, and left a note that chilled everyone. Detectives searched for Victor's enemies. There were many. But the truth didn't come from boardrooms or alleys. It came from Jonah. He told them he had been there. That he had seen a silhouette in the window. That he had dialed the police, then hung up. What? Because Jonah knew how power worked in this town. Victor always won. Justice always bet. And no one would ever believe the invisible man. Until now. Inside Victor's safe, investigators found contracts, blackmail, names of enemies silenced. And one document that changed everything, Victor's plan to fire Jonah, smear him, erase him completely. But Jonah had already turned the tables. The man they mocked had brought down the man they feared. For the first time in years, the town felt relief. Justice, brutal and raw, had finally been served. Or had it? Because Detective Rosa Hale wasn't finished. Beneath Victor's desk, she found another page. Unfinished, unsent, written in Victor's own hand. And it read, "If they think removing me will change the ledger, they are fools. The contracts will keep. The debts will be collected. Pain is an investment." It wasn't just a family secret. It was a promise. That same night, Jonah walked home and found an envelope waiting on his doorstep. Inside was a single sheet of paper, typed in the same block letters as the mantle note. You did what had to be done. But did you do enough? And beneath it, one name. A name no one expected. The Garsons were only the beginning. And the ledger? It's still unfinished. Detective Rosa Hale got the same discovery hours later. The unfinished note in Victor's desk hinted at something bigger. A network of debts, a hidden ledger, an empire that didn't die with him. For Rosa, the question was no longer who killed the Garson family, but who else Victor's reach had already touched. The name on Jonah's paper matched one of the names in Victor's ledger. A politician in the next county. A man with clean hands in public, but buried ties to Victor's money. Jonah realized it wasn't over. It had never been over. Victor's death didn't erase the power he built. It only unchained it. But Jonah had another problem. Word of the note had leaked. Neighbors whispered that Jonah wasn't a survivor. He was the executioner. Some said he planned it all along. Some said he killed not to stop Victor, but to take his place. The same town that pitted him now eyed him with suspicion. And suspicion in a small town spreads faster than truth. Detective Hale pressed Jonah for answers. Where had the letter come from? Who could have delivered it without being seen? Jonah said nothing. He only repeated the words that had been haunting him for years. They never believed me. Hale could see it in his eyes. Jonah wasn't just holding secrets, he was holding back the truth. That night, Hale drove out to the address scribbled on the back of Victor's ledger. An old warehouse at the edge of town. Abandoned, boarded up, but inside she found fresh footprints in the dust. And a wall covered in photographs. Politicians, businessmen, police officers, even a judge. All connected to Victor. All tied into something that reached far beyond one family's mansion. And in the center, a photograph of Jonah. His face circled in red. Rosa froze. Because taped beneath that photograph was another note. Just 5 words typed in the same block letters. He was never alone in this. Kindly consider subscribing to the channel for more true crime stories just like this one.